point of a good vibe.
You receive what you give.
Let's talk about it.
We can talk about it. Happening? I think the profit might have been spot on a little bit. What do you think?
Girl, what? Do you have something you want to tell me? Because the energy.
Was the profit spot on for everybody?
Do you not read the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Calm down. That big ass mouth, I should be able to
Big ass mouth?
Yeah.
It sounds like you need to use that mouth more often. Okay.
Oh, I do. Not as much as yours with the stretch marks around it. You got mouths on your mouth. I'm married. What? You are good. They call for Big Bird.
Big Bird energy, honey. Big Bird energy.
Did she wear yellow again?
Did she wear yellow? There's no way. But the way
She
that,
did.
oh, wait, before we do that,
She wore yellow again.
The way that Ange gave it to Britt, I know I love a good read and I respect it. The lady said, you got stretch marks on your mouth. What? Angela.
It sounds like you need to use that mouth more often. Okay.
Oh, I do. Not as much as yours with the stretch marks around it.
Angela, I apologize right now for anything I've said and done to you.
No, seriously.
Because the way that Britt mouth started trembling when she said that, say it to me. Say it to me, I'm gonna do it.
And you got stretch marks on your mouth. Baby, they was stretching like this. Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hello. We are back.
We are back with another one.
Yes.
Oh goodness. This is what Rhoa's episode 9, Blame It on the Henny. What you think about that?
Didn't I tell you that's what she was gonna say? I said that last week. So what are we gonna rate the episode? I guess after we'll go through the episode, we will say what we rate the episode. You be sure to let us know what y'all rate the episode in the chat. What did you think about it overall?
I thought it was a pretty good episode. I thought so.
I don't know. I feel like it's just floating for me. Yeah, it's just floating. Nothing is really great. Nothing is horrible, but nothing is great.
Yeah, I would give it probably about a 7. So it's a little bit more than I gave it. Last week I gave it a 6.5. I don't know about Angela working.
Well, Angela, now, Carlos said that they have been trying to get Angela since
season 2.
3. And I thought to myself, like, that makes a lot of sense because we are saying about her being kind of like reminding us of the old housewives, like how she probably would fit in a lot. I don't think that means she's not fitting in here. She definitely is. But the reads are like, that is giving us classic, and let me just tell y'all, it's giving me a classic Chicago girl too. This is what I'm talking about Drew. Like, she kind of claims she from Chi-Town, but it doesn't seem to show up. And what I'm saying is Chi-Town is showing up in Angela's mouth. Because like we understand that language because that's how we get down, right? So, yes, girl, she is. And I mean, she's clocked in, but what's great about it is she being herself. Like, not overdoing it. She's not too thirsty. It's just she calling it like she see it, like a Chi-Town girl does. I don't know. They say I found out Drew went to Dunbar, which that is in the city. So she would be in the city. But that's what I told. I said she must. I was like, I don't know. Because she don't act like it. She act like she a suburban girl to me.
Mm. I would have imagined she would have been.
Would have been what?
A suburban girl. Hadn't she been acting since she was a kid?
Yeah, I mean, you could be. So I think and it's funny when I'm saying that, I'm just meaning like, and I guess maybe you do understand, but I don't know. Like, I mean, even though she acted, she could be from from the city of Chicago. So the city is big, you know what I mean?
Understand that, but I'm thinking,
I'm just saying she just doesn't. Well, and so to your point, that like you
she's
said,
not hood.
maybe, yeah, like she
Okay.
she didn't go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have any of those characteristics. Like you didn't, you don't know the hood. You don't know the street code. You don't know. I mean, like I say, and that's not saying like because that don't mean that you got to know how to fight and stuff like that. But even the one part that I'll give her because I mean. Chicago might not have as many shysters as New York, but they got some. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how she show up, like a shyster. You know what I'm saying? Like you shifty, and which that's not. Nobody likes them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I like a shifty motherfucker. Like, excuse my French.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe she's that. If she was a person, I don't know what I haven't researched her and looked at her catalog of work or nothing like that. So I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
How young she was when she started acting or whatever. So I just imagine that she probably wouldn't show up in life as a person who would be what we would consider really hood.
But see, I don't think
that hood vernacular.
Describing somebody who shows up really hood, because like think about Angela. She's not showing up in that description as really hood. And what's crazy is she's from the West Side, which the West Side would be considered really hood. But as far as Chicagoans go, right? We all talk about the West Side. But what I mean is that there's a verbiage, there's a language there, I mean, like when you're from a particular city, like I don't know, like you understand each other a different way. And so that's kind of in a sense what I mean with Angela, like the stretch marks around your mouth, like that's a cut deep. And that's not something that I feel like that's how Chicagoans do, like when they talk about each other, like Jones and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of, they pick on stuff that really, that's your truth,
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everywhere though. Yeah, my husband do a lot of cracking. We call it cracking here. And and that's what he does, him and my son, so that they get you with your truth and have you over there crying about it. So I mean, they know I don't know how to do it, but they know how to do it real good. So, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like Angela's husband is her sparring partner.
And which that makes a lot of sense now. Like that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But that's why I say, like, Drew is giving me, and I mean, I'm talking shelter. Like, and maybe she was, her mama was a pastor and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Her parents seem a lot older too.
Where this is coming from. Maybe that's why she show up as the shifty, shyster, like you do anything to fit in. Or maybe this is just her acting, spiel. I don't know, but I know I'm tired of it. But I'm here for Angela.
Yeah, but her Drew, getting back to Drew, her parents are a lot older too. So what is Drew? Is Drew even 40 yet?
I think she might. I don't know, to be honest. She might be close to 40. I know she's over 37.
Okay. And
Yeah.
her parents, I'm 52, and her parents are older than mine.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I don't know how old her sister Alice and is, but I know her parents are older than my parents are.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying, maybe that's because she has maybe there's a big age gap in maybe I don't know, maybe she was a change of life baby or something. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's called Blame It on the Henny. And we start out with Cynthia trying to get to the bottom of the Nashville Gate drama. So she's talking to all the ladies, trying to figure out what happened. And Portia lets her know that, basically she didn't mean nothing by that. And she would never F somebody else's husband. But she already did.
Yeah.
So then there's a sit down with Shamia and Kelly and Kelly and Cynthia. They're out to, I don't know, looks like lunch or something. And they're discussing what happened too. And then there's also when Cynthia has a sit down with Angela. And Angela tells her side of the story. So when Cynthia is talking with Shamia and Kelly, Shamia goes over the long text that Angela sent her and basically telling them they some fake ass bitches. And, they're different, like they're cut from different cloths. And, we don't see the same thing. And basically, y'all can be blessed. And I'm going to stay over here. So Cynthia lets them know that she wanted to have a Bailey Q for Juneteenth. And she's going to have a prophet there. And she wanted to get the ladies back together. And, so Angela can get whatever off her chest and, they can all move forward. What did you think of that scene?
Ooh. I don't know. I think I feel like I forgot. I told you I didn't even get to watch it twice.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, in there.
I'll tell you what, I thought Angela's text. See, this is what I love about Angela, and this is why she's giving us old school housewives. That was a real response. That wasn't a response for TV. That wasn't a response to get a rise out of anybody. You know what I'm saying? Even when she last week when she told Kelly, like, I don't want to be fake, and I don't think she was really telling Kelly that she was being fake. But what she was saying is, I can't match that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
and going back to that, she's being her authentic self. And even though you are put in these situations that you have to have, like the group trip and stuff like that, and so that's where we find her navigating that type of stuff, because we know why Drew was there, because it's a cast trip, but she has to formulate it as something else, like, well, y'all friends, and I thought she should come. So now you in the middle of this mess, and she's not here for it. Because as we know, she's too old for it.
I say mature. She's too mature for it.
Well, I'm 44, so I'm gonna speak for her 43-year-old hell, and I'm too old for it, because that's what I would tell them. I'm too old for this. Okay. Yeah, not at what Nene told Charlamagne, keep it on the playground, Leonard. Okay.
Yes.
I really did. That was the best part of it, at least for me. Was the read by text that Angela saying, I wish you could have heard it all. That's what I want.
Yeah.
It all.
Yeah, so
I know she gave a mouthful. Listen to me.
Yes. I would I understand exactly her what she said and how she felt, because I don't know why I feel like a person is trying to make light of it, and it's kind of her fault that she overheard it because she was eavesdropping. So I thought, okay, That's what y'all rolling with then.
Yeah.
I don't know. So then we have Kelly. She's having a party for Cha Cha. I said, if Kelly don't do nothing, she gonna throw a party this season. So she got her dog hair colored, massaged, and she got lashes for the dog, got the nails painted, and spent more than $1,000 for this dog. And basically the party costs more than $5,000. Britt attends. She brings her dog. What is it, Mimosa? And they talk. Kelly's oldest daughter, when she planned the party, she didn't realize it was her oldest daughter's turn to go to her grandparents' house on her dad's side. So they are talking about Britt's mother moving and something about the daddy dying, and she needs to leave the house. I'm like, okay. So she's talking with her sisters, and ever since the Kenya thing, that the sisters have been, checking on her, whatever. So that scene there, what do you think? The dog looked like shit to me.
Well, I don't like dogs.
I don't either, but it look a mess.
People into their dogs, so that's not something that I don't know. It's kind of like, oh, okay, I could see myself, because I am kind of an extra person. I could see myself probably doing those things if I like dogs to that extent. Because that if I got a dog, it probably would only be to be an accessory. Like, I'm just saying. So and then Britt, listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all from this moment forward, Britt can go. I don't really have anything for Britt. That scene for me, I don't care. I thought that it was a reach to still be bringing up the Kenya situation. I mean, because here we are still now. What are we 3 weeks out from that?
I believe so.
Okay,
what was that, episode 6 or 5?
I can't even remember. I'm just saying it's been a few weeks. Like, I know it's not that long, but it's been a few weeks. And my problem with Britt is that, and I guess this is what her and Kelly are somehow, and not maybe this, but it's going to have something to do with her accountability. And that is what I am about to bring up. Is my problem with Britt is the accountability, and not accountability even about the pow pow pow. It's accountability for how you ended up in that situation in the first place. For somebody to be able to go online and to go pull anything like that for, you know what I'm saying, from you. It's almost like I'm not on this victim kick because I don't see her that way. The end, period. Hard stop. Like she doesn't present it that way. She did not present it that way. And you're not going to tell me that, somehow something you willingly know that's there, somehow you blaming it on this lady. You know what I mean? For the humiliation. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's not even excusing. That's not excusing Kenya in that way. But we've already discussed that, and that's my point also, is there's no reason for us to be talking about Kenya in this episode and no other episode at this point, because she's done. Gone, that's over. Now you talk about how you like, that's what I mean. And for me, accountability maybe is a better storyline and more interesting for her to talk about how she ended up as a 17, 18, 19-year-old girl on webcam doing that. And not in some cute way. Right. Well, we don't know. I mean, that's my point, is that would probably be a more interesting, storyline to fit in. And then these people that you brought on here with this crying scene, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like I
we
don't.
look, we gonna get to them. We gonna get to them. Yes, I don't care about it either. So our next scene we have is Portia at her mama's house. And she gets PJ a new dog. And PJ names the dog Peanut Butter. Portia tells her mom a little bit about the divorce. And at the house is with the mom, her sister Lauren, and Lauren's daughter, I believe, and then it's PJ. So then, so Miss Diane and Lauren, they're talking to her about her divorce, and also they talk about what was going on down there in Nashville. Portia tells them very little, but she did. They brought up the fact that something about Big Bird. In the confessional, she said she didn't say it, but then to her mom, she said she said it. She called it Big Bird. She said she wanted to have her moment to be petty. Then you have Dennis and her basically in the confessionals also. She says he's out there backdooring backdooring the other housewives. I don't know, girl. What do you think of this shit? I wish she let it go.
I feel like I think at this point it sounds like something Portia has let go of. I told y'all I think that is Drew that keeps dragging it. I really do. Even though we talking about Portia having a conversation with Dennis in this moment, but I think it's Drew that's drawing this out with that Dennis thing. And so from this conversation, I really feel like Portia is done with it. I think she's done with it. Oh, Angela, this is what I wanted to say. Now listen, I know it's not nice to hear anybody talking about you, but we just gonna keep it real with Angela. That's not the first time she heard somebody call her Big Bird. I mean, I think she should be able to laugh that off. Big Bird is a cute Sesame Street character. I mean, you know what I mean? And the indication is just that you're tall and big, in which you are. And again, speaking to just her skin tone as well, that is not the first time somebody has called her Big Bird.
I guess. I mean, well, shit. How much taller is she than Portia? Because Portia is not no short girl.
Well, I don't think Portia is 6 feet.
Shit, she 5'10" or 5'9", ain't she?
I don't know.
She's a tall ass girl.
Is
they
she?
all look. Yes.
I don't know. Let me see. I thought Portia was probably about 5'7", maybe 5'8". But let me see. Now she always wearing those heels. But generally, if some and this is just for women in general, like Nene, because Portia was never on the talls. Now that I think about it, but Nene, Cynthia, when you are like a 5'10" woman, usually the ones on TV usually let you know that, because I don't know, because that's an extremely tall woman, like 5, 7, 8, 9. And that's kind of, without heels, that's kind of average, because 5'10" turn into something else. So like Nene is probably like a 5'10", 5'11", but because she wear 4 and 6 inch heels, she's way taller. So Angela already let us know that she's 6 feet. Period, without heels. Like that's what if she's 6 feet at 43 without heels, just like most of us became the women, you probably became the height you have been most of your life somewhere in middle school. So she's been tall for a long time. That's what I mean. Again, she light skinned. That's what I'm saying. Everybody was calling her Big Bird. It's the first time she heard that.
Oh, okay.
She had to be the tallest, tallest person in her class. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she been tall. to be 6 feet,
Yeah.
right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Let me see though. I'm gonna see if they
I
got.
can see if the little short one said it, but I don't know.
Well, big is big, because
Well, to me, Portia big. Shit. All look big to me. They
big
all
is
look
big.
tall.
Oh, I was right. Well, at least on Google, they were reporting Portia's height is 5'8".
5'8".
Mm-hmm. I was saying,
Okay,
like,
so
if it's a woman that's extremely tall, you gonna know about it, because everybody gonna know. Like, girl, now that I remember realizing, actually, Megan the Stallion is the one who I didn't know how tall she was. And I'm on Instagram, the radio station. She came down to do some promo or something. And I'm looking at the pictures, and I'm looking at her stand taller than the backdrop. That's what I was like, oh, like, dang. Yeah, because I said, no wonder they call her Megan the Stallion, because my Lord, I didn't know that lady was that big. And the lady she's standing next to looking like that lady already short, but baby, she looked real small. Look, just standing next to her.
I guess it's my little sister. She's like 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think we called only one person a big bird. It was a guy, and he wasn't light skinned. I don't know. We just called him
But
that
that's
because
why you probably didn't call him Big Bird. But that's kind of what I mean. Like,
but I guess maybe because
I'm like, yeah, if she's tall and yellow, they call her Big Bird.
okay,
Excuse
I don't
me.
consider her yellow. I think she's caramel brown, but okay.
She could be.
Yeah, they all looked about the same color except for Shamia. To me,
they all had about the same face, honey.
Yeah, well, you said that right. But she said she see her family members back there. And she said, well, Andy, she talked about her nose. She said, well, I see the rest of the Jacksons standing behind Portia. So, okay. But yeah, I just thought, okay, well, Portia called a Big Bird. But I don't know, first Drew and this whole storyline thing they got going on or whatever.
Baby,
I don't know. I
house.
just feel like
Ralph in that, well, him being in that house don't have nothing to do with them filming, but Ralph has been pimping that girl, and he is gonna make himself a storyline whether she like it or not. That's probably why he done locked her out that house. So listen, she trying to avoid, she's being an actress, doing what she do. She ain't trying to really, she probably just don't even want to like agitate Ralph. You know what I mean? Because she can't contain him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I probably wouldn't want to have nothing to do with him either. I can't blame her.
But it seemed like this episode, Portia was more pressed about it than Drew. Because Drew didn't even have, to me, Drew was like the friend of this episode. I didn't notice her having any interactions with family members outside of being in the group scene with these ladies here.
I don't know how Portia talking about it with Dennis is her being pressed.
Well, because she asked when we get over there, we'll go to the next scene then. Because I did write it down. So we're at with Shamia and Shadina, and she's at the surrogacy office, and she's finding a new surrogate named Asha. And I guess she's gonna go on with this surrogacy journey for the second time. What do you think?
I don't see it for Shamia. I've made my mind up about her too. And I like Shamia. I really, really, really do. But I have to admit, I remember, I'm gonna go back and find it. I think I just saw it because maybe Azara might have posted it. Kenya, from her interview with Carlos, she was saying like making Marlo a housewife was like making a friend a housewife was like a huge mistake. And thinking that that's the same thing in Shamia's case.
Mm.
Her storyline doesn't make sense to me. It's not that she doesn't have one. It's not that it's not interesting. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I don't care, if you want to have a new baby. Like, that's not it. It's just more that it feels all over the place. I don't know how you just dropped a single and you talking about the singing career that you always wanted to do and never had the chance to. And not that, I mean, you're doing a surrogate, so it's not that you're going to physically be pregnant, but you also have a child that has these special needs. Um, so I don't know. So that I don't know. And again, not being judgmental about how she takes care of that. It's just from me looking on the outside looking in, I don't know how all of that works together. And now you're a new housewife on this show as well, to all of this other stuff. We see with the wardrobe change, it seems like she is I want to say trying to live up to something. Um and some of it don't feel all natural. Her dress doesn't feel natural to her personality to me.
Mm.
So again, she's not making a lot of sense for me. And again, I like Shamia. So that's what I'm saying. Like, dang, like maybe it is something to when you have these friends, and especially if they friends for longer than a season, you know what I mean? Because I guess if you didn't find them interesting, at some point, because at this point, I think it's funny how we didn't have that type of conversation around Shamia getting her peach the way that it happened for Marlo, because I think the difference was Marlo seemed to show up like a main character the whole time she was around, where Shamia didn't. Not that Shamia didn't have things to say different times here and there, but she just didn't show up like she was trying to get a peach.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so realistically, just as long as it took Marlo to get a peach, we'll say it took Shamia just as long because she been on our screens just as long.
Mm-hmm.
As it's for Marlo.
Uh-huh.
So again, so I'm going back to say maybe it is something to be said about having a longtime friend and switching them over to be a housewife that maybe doesn't transition well. At least for me as a viewer, I'm still giving her a chance, but that's why I did knock her out the box because maybe something changes. However, I don't see it for Shamia. I don't. Even though Portia is going to be the one that seemed like that she is going to portray their friendship and all of that, but I don't see it for Shamia. Because I'm going to go back to last week really quick. Like I said about that bus, like I didn't understand, but it does sound like that was some of the editing because I think I saw Shamia on the after show say she did talk to Portia about her daughter being sick, was it? I think, or about
Uh-huh.
the call. It was one or the other. However, it did just feel somehow calculated that Shamia got on the back of the bus and went and like started crying.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like you walk right past your best friend to go start crying, like to everybody else. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. That just felt out of place. I don't like, okay. And then it's about something that, happened. I don't like all of that felt a little icky, if not for nothing. Because of the subject matter that you're talking about, the time frame, I don't know, the way it looked, the way you brought it up is so random. Like I don't know. All of it just felt icky. And again, like she's trying to prove something, and that really sucks for her.
Uh-huh. I
Mm-hmm.
think Shamia, one thing as a viewer and watching it just seems like she really takes up for Portia. even in her wrong, and I understand what Angela was feeling in a way, but I just feel like that she's like Portia's yes man to me. Watching it, you just seeing her trying to do the surrogacy thing, and knowing she got this baby that she keeps crying about every other minute, that seems a little strange too. I don't know. I do like Shamia too, but it just seems I don't feel like she's her own person. I feel like she's still playing the role of a friend. That's what it seems like, because it doesn't seem, I don't know, maybe once they because they're going to have an issue. It just seems like she's more okay. And when it comes to the friendship, it just looking at this and knowing what the history was with Portia, it just seems to me Portia is really no friend to no one. You know, when it comes, I mean, she's, you know, a fun time girl or whatever, but the things that Shamia would go to bat for Portia sat and let Phaedra say all these things about Shamia. And I don't know. It just seems like Portia just, you know, the friendship to me seems lopsided.
You know, and that might be why she makes a good housewife, because maybe you can't be that type of friend on a show like this. I don't know. You know, maybe that's why it feels a little off balance. Maybe that's why Cynthia, you know, is coined a flip flopper. You know what I mean? Because if you stay neutral, then it seems like you don't have anybody's back. You know. But I can't disagree with that about Portia. You know, I don't necessarily think Shamia is anybody's yes man, but I think people are loyal. You know, like in some Pastor Jamal Bryan says, like if you were giver, you can't give with a taker. You know what I mean? So because if you're a giver, you don't have any limits to how much you're gonna give, and if they're a taker, they don't have any limits to how much they're gonna take. So if the friendship was always off balance, and if both of them are getting whatever it is they feel like they need out of it, who's to say that it is off balance? You know what I'm saying? But like I say, it does look like they're gonna have a ship, and I don't want to see that. I hope that they stay friends, because that, I guess that's what I'm going back to, is that we don't know the foundation of what their friendship is. What we know is that they were friends, you know. And so for me, I'm more so just like, I just don't want anything for them to not be friends have to inspire, you know what I'm saying, like on this show. So that's what I mean. Like if Shamia felt like she was getting what she needed out of that friendship, and clearly she had been, right? You know, and I guess Portia on her end too, then hopefully they, you know, work it out and they get back to find whatever the mutual, whatever it is that keeps them in a friendship. You know what I'm saying? Together, because I just don't want to see their friendship break up. I really don't.
No.
Yeah, I really don't. And again, that's not me saying Portia is a good friend to her, but I feel like even like maybe Portia just needs a good friend. Sometimes you need somebody sometimes to be there showing you how to be a friend. I don't know.
I don't know either, but it seems like, I don't know, maybe the foundation of their friendship was because their mothers were good friends. And it seems like Miss Shamia's mom didn't like what Miss Diane had said. You know, about calling her.
If I go back, but I felt like Shamia's mom was kind of like her too. Like she didn't like it, but she was kind of like, well, you're not gonna, you know.
Yeah, but she didn't like it. Her calling her daughter a dog to carry the bone. You know, so yeah, I don't know. But so that's that on that scene with the whole surrogacy. Good luck to you, Shamia. and
Yes,
trying to get that
definitely.
boy. And
Definitely.
because I've seen some people on there talking about the girl who's the surrogate, the Asha girl or the OSHA girl. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we have
Well, the fact that they call it an au pair should let you
not that
know.
part. We not there.
You
talking about
going back. Oh well, I'm
mm,
sorry, we're not there. But back to Shamia's what you call it, because it's the same thing with the au pair. Because what I'm finna say is that's what exchange students and stuff they come and do. They'll make their money while they're here. They do
but
that type of shit.
Shamia's lady has 3 kids already.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they were just talking about the way the woman was looking. I said, whatever. So we have Angela and Charles. They're working out together, and she's doing a little workout, and he works out every day. It's a good thing. He's 60 plus and working out every day. And she goes on to tell him what happened in Nashville. And basically, she lets him know that Portia thinks that he just would fuck anybody, and she could fuck him if she wanted to. And she talked about how she had invited Drew to the trip, and he tells her that she shouldn't have did that. Basically, it wasn't your trip, and basically it's not your place to get in it. So then she talked about how the streets had said that Simon and Portia was messing around, I guess why he's still married or whatever. And he just, he called his wife to the carpet and just let her know, hey, basically you shouldn't have gotten into it when your place. And that's when she had told him, since you on that Porsche train, buckle up, let me tell you what she said. And he was like, you know me. And he said, that's when she lets him know that she said, if she wanted to, or however that he would be, that he messed around with somebody in New York, and that if she didn't stop or whatever she was doing, that she would F her husband. And he said, no, she couldn't, or whatever. So, and then he brings up the fact about how ask her has she seen any of the women since Nashville, and she says no. And then he was like, he wanted to get a ticket for that show in the front row seat. He said, because she's from the west side of Chicago, so he knew how this war was going to go down. How did you feel about that scene between those two?
I thought it was just regular, like I said last week, I thought it was interesting where he said, well, did you believe it? And that's the same thing I said, like the way she went down and confronted Portia, I thought that was most interesting because I didn't feel like, this is not me saying it was okay for Portia to say anything like that. I feel like that's a different topic than what I'm saying about why you took it there. You know what I mean? Like, cause really she can't do nothing your husband don't agree to. You know what I'm saying? Like when it all boiled down to it. And so if you know your husband ain't going, and it don't look like he don't seem like the type, not for Portia. But anyhow,
Girl, Portia type is whoever got money.
well, that's the truth. Yeah, that is the truth.
Because I ain't seen no
So,
type yet.
again, I think it kind of go along with the episodes for me. It was just a filler type of
Yeah.
scene. I don't, like, yeah, he's not really interested, but he's showing up for his wife. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. He was he was engaging with her. I like seeing them two spar back and forth, and how she said if she needed to get an opinion from a hater, she can get it from her husband. Because he likes to play devil's advocate. I said that's why I said that he's her sparring partner, because they like to go back and forth with each other. And I think by her being married to him, it's probably why, maybe because he's kind of, older and he's set in his ways. And maybe that's kind of why we assume she's older, because maybe she might act more older than most 43-year-olds. Because I don't know something about her, even though I don't think she looks old at all. I just think her whole disposition, her vibe about herself just seems older
I
than
don't
the other lady.
necessarily think what she brings, her air and everything for me. See, because I'm okay with her being 43, and she does look older than 43 to me. Like she does. That's the only reason why I think she's older than 43. I didn't think she was in her 30s. I think that was what was being, spewed out at first. And I'm thinking, no, she got to be older than that, because the energy she was giving was definitely older than a 37. So in this group of women, um, she is more mature than them. And I don't think that she's not acting the way of. That's why I say I'm 44. I'll be 45 in June. I'm gonna speak forward to say I'm too old for this. Like some of the stuff that's going on, I feel like that's how a 45, 44 up, you know what I'm saying, would feel. And you in a room full of ladies who are barely 40, outside of Portia, being what she, because I think for Portia is 43 too, also, right? 42.
Yeah, I think she'll be 44 her birthday.
So, and just to put those two together, but Portia doesn't act necessarily like a 42 or 43-year-old.
Because she acts 31 or 25.
That's my point. So that's what I mean. Like, that's my point about Angela. I think she does act the age that she is. And for me, she does look older. Now, does she look nice? Yes, but she does look older. When I'm saying she look older, I'm not talking about she got wrinkles, like the signs or the things that people use to say you look old. I'm just saying she presents like she's older than 43. I guess for today, like maybe that go back to old housewives. Maybe she's just dated, like she's not wearing, like she's not into wigs and stuff. I don't know. Maybe she has a dated look or something.
Okay. You think it's a nose?
Maybe. I don't know, because I'm really saying that she physically looks older to me. That, like, in her face. And again, not because she has any wrinkles or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm thinking, damn, you 43? Because I thought you was older than that. That's all. Like, and
I thought so too.
She look good, like, and then that's what I mean. It's not a slight to how she looks. She's an attractive lady, but she look older than 43. I don't know. That's a shame. I mean, for real.
Well, she looked older than 43 for us, not for them other people. Because I seen somebody at the doctor's office, and I could have sworn he was 10 years older than me.
Oh,
and
Lord.
That dude said his birthday was something 1980. I said, oh, Jesus. I'm like 12 years older than him.
Oh, Lord.
And I was like, because my dad goes, I thought he was my age. I said, I thought he was too. I thought he was about 70. I said, oh my God. So, yeah, but to me, she has a very mature look. Yeah. So then we get down to Portia getting her live-in nanny. And she over there at her mama's house again. That's where she got to film. Her or however you pronounce it. Her nanny is from South Africa. I didn't catch the name of the nanny. I don't remember
either.
I don't remember. But so Dennis is there at this scene too. And they meet the lady. She got her luggage. Lauren is there. Lauren is going to take her to Portia's house to get her all settled. But basically, she'll be there working with Pilar basically 24/7 almost.
Well,
what do you think?
Yeah, that's what they do. They live with you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Hand that Rocks the Cradle? That's what she was.
Girl, I didn't really watch that show. But yeah, okay. I know what you're saying, but yeah.
But
Uh,
that's what I'm saying. They live with you, and so yeah,
mhm.
they there to do everything. Help you
Yeah.
with everything. Which that's nice.
Yeah, she seems like a nice girl. And
Mm.
I kind of like seeing Dennis and Portia together.
I'm looking at. I keep telling y'all. So make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, like this video, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, but I'm going back and watching old episodes, and it's so funny, like just to go back and even relive how fast this is happening with her and Dennis, and then not, and then over to Simon, which we never get to see Simon because here we are. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, I forgot that when she got with Dennis, um, remember he had been dating girls, and it was the whole thing about the woman. She got the call about he dating Portia now, and he had just got her name tattooed on
Tattooed on her. It was
Yeah,
one that somebody Candy knew, wasn't it?
right, yeah.
Hmm.
And so, I thought to myself, like, yeah, Portia's had this like man stiller, badge on her probably for a long time. We just now hearing about it. She probably been stealing people men around Atlanta for
Girl, so Dennis was for the streets, girl.
clearly, clearly. And I ain't mad at her for not getting back with him.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he was for the streets. 'Cause, yeah, he was for the streets. But I like seeing them together. It seems like they work well as co-parents,
Yeah.
co-parenting together. He's really into his daughter's life for what we see. And it seems like he genuinely cares for Portia. And he had even let Portia know that Drew is no longer signed to him. And that he was not sleeping with Drew.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know how she got that out of that text message.
I don't need the child. She was like jumped off the cliff with that. Like what?
Girl, maybe
I'm
some of
confused.
that old when she thought about the Underground Railroad. Maybe that's her how she comprehend things. I don't know.
Okay.
So so they talk about that, and he lets her know that basically they're not even working together. Maybe Drew may be a little scared, but she is sleeping with somebody else. Did you catch that?
Yes, I did.
Yes. So, so after we move on from there, I mean, what do you think about all of that?
Nothing. I mean, regular.
Yeah. So
Nothing special.
we here at Brit Family, girl, and I'm sitting here trying to think to myself. I'm looking at Brit Mama and her sisters, because the sisters and the mama
Like,
to
where
me.
did you go find these people at? You didn't hire these people to come in here and play your family.
Because I'm like, the mamas and the sisters, they look alike.
You was thinking, where did she find these people at?
Girl, oh, she got a lot of work done.
A lot of work. A lot of work.
Because, girl, I'm like, does she look like her daddy did?
Too many games, and I am not here for it. That's all I got. Them didn't even look like the same people she showed the picture of the first episode.
No, girl, they had extreme filters on. I'm sitting here looking, but the things that they were saying, and I'm like, the grandma sitting right there. So I was thinking to myself, when you just said, how did she get into video cam, whatever? Mm-hmm. You see how they talk in front of their mama. So the mama want to go out and hoe around since she been with the daddy since she was 17. Who says that to their mom?
That is what they said.
And they said it in front of the granny. I said, oh, hell no. I'm like, Granny, is you awake?
Okay. What'd you say?
I don't know. And then they had, then the woman said the man shouldn't have left her, and he died. And the daughter and the mama got to kind of argue, and the other daughter wouldn't comment. And I just thought to myself, what the fuck is going on here? What's the real reason this mama got to move up out of the house?
Well, if he messed up and didn't have his life insurance and stuff, then chances are she probably can't pay for it.
Exactly.
I mean, that is not any different than a lot of people go through that. So again, I'm not interested. Britt gives, because she did the same thing. What scene is that? Is it in this scene or in maybe in her confessional when she was talking to Kelly earlier? But she kind of did the same thing where she brushes over about how she how she started her company and she hired her sisters and then she sold the company. What I don't understand is, what's this time frame? Because she said, I met Mike and then I sold the company. You've been married to Mike for 3 years. You only had your company for 2 or 3 years. Like, something like that doesn't even make no sense to me. And then y'all sitting here, I mean, I guess I can see why your sisters would be mad if that was their job. And here it is, after a year or two, you selling the company. Like, well, hold on. But
first of all, because I'm trying to figure it out, I got a friend that's still in the insurance business, but like I said, I used to sell insurance back in my 20s, and I'm just really trying to figure, like, you bought into State Farm, because usually you have to, been there for a while. You had to know how. So I'm like, so did you use the OnlyFans money to get into it? Because to me, I want to know how long she was an agent. Then how long?
I'm saying that's what I mean, in a sense of she's doing this thing in which she's just skating over certain things, like that you really could go into more detail about. Again, the time frame in which she's talking about this company, that's my point, right? Like, well, how much time, like, how long did you have this company? Because it doesn't sound like it was for long at all.
No.
Like, so I don't know, like, whatever what they say, something in the milk ain't clean with her. You know what I mean? And this is where, like, where did y'all find her at? First of all, y'all was scraping the bottom of the barrel, like, to go and find some girl whose history is OnlyFans and scamming an insurance agency.
They didn't vet her at all. They didn't vet her. I mean, goodness. Do a Google search, honey. She was up in the dang on Soldier Boy video.
Investigator, I guess, but I guess they don't do that type of stuff. I don't, I guess they don't do that type of stuff. But again, who's her references? Like, who did y'all use, like, to even, again, where did y'all find this girl? Y'all scraped the bottom of the barrel.
Because what they supposed to be friends of Shamia?
Well,
she the glue.
That's what she said, and I was buying into it too, honey. Until you start falling apart. But that's what I mean. Like, how you the glue to the friend group? You over here with the sick baby, a new singing career. Now you want another surrogate.
I don't know. Girl, I don't know. It's something about that man child she need. Need a boy.
Air in the spare.
Girl, must be some money coming along with that, honey. That's the only thing I can think of. So now we're headed to the Bailey Q. And, Cynthia, she had said for the ladies to wear the colors of the Juneteenth flag. And so Britt's the first one who arrived. And the guy who gave her drink, I almost thought that was Cynthia's ex-husband. Did you notice him, the light-skinned guy?
I don't think I did.
Oh, I said, is that Hill? Whatever is, I can't remember. Is it Mark Hill?
Mm-hmm.
He favors him a little bit. I think it's one of her friends or whatever, but he kind of favors Mark.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about, because I remember that, because honey, I said it looked like another Cynthia's friends fighting with Britt. That I know that guy. That guy has been on Housewives before.
Oh,
Is
I don't
his
remember him.
his starts with a K. Yeah, I'm trying to, and I'm trying to think of when he had been on there. He's been on there before with Cynthia. He's a really
Oh,
good.
the guy with the white shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, honey, he looked disgusting in that damn drink.
Girl, girl, she
He
arrived
was
in.
like, "Here, take this." I
So
was like, oh, I said, I wonder if Cynthia told them that she was coming because they seemed, well, him specifically, he seemed like he is not fooling with her. And it would make sense to me because, like I said, he's really good friends with Cynthia, at least to the way that she had described him in the beginning anyway. And I could see him being friends with Kenya, right? You know. But yeah, he looked disgusted giving her that drink, but he sure handed it to her, didn't
yes, he did.
he?
So we have Cynthia trying to get this Bailey Q going off, and it looks like it started pouring down, raining. So they're all inside. So we have the prophet lady there. I thought when she meant prophet, I thought some religious lady, but then I said, oh, this is a psychic Miss Cleo like type deal going on here.
Girl, she should have said psychic because yeah, if she used the word prophet and you thought right, because that's exactly who that was supposed to be. But who when she opened her mouth, girl, as soon as I saw her, I thought to myself, what? And then she started talking, and I thought, oh my God, like where did Cynthia find her at? Like the yellow pages?
Girl, I don't know, but had my antennas go up when Angela came in there and the whatever it was, the beverage wasted, and I didn't know who said what. That's I'm like, who said, "Oh shit"? Was that the prophet? I'm like, is the prophet over there cussing? I kept rewinding it back, trying to see. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is Miss Cleo, and she up here telling the past and present and future of reading these ladies down, I guess. So she read, I guess, all the ladies, Britt, Kelly, and she knew about Kelly's husband's taking her G-Wagon back and some other crap. But I'm trying to get on to Angela versus Britt. So when Angela arrives, and why did the dang on lady say something about Angela's husband in a Porsche? And then
Yeah, she did. Which I'm with Shamia because that's what my man went to. Like I would, and that me and Shamia was on the same wavelength because I'd have been the same one talking about you don't mean Porsche, do you? Because
I'm like,
that's
really?
too close.
I'm like, what did the producers tell you, lady?
Right. Well, like I said, as soon as she opened her mouth, I thought this is a joke. Like, yes. You know, like this is a joke. Like Kimberly, remember her?
Wait a minute, which one was that?
Kimberly when they went to Elephant Room.
Okay, because then they see too. That's the one that got mad at Kenya, right?
At Kim.
Kim's also yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then I thought they seen another psychic lady before too.
It was a white one too. Kim and Nene went and saw the one that she would go Rose. That's who that was.
Because one of them spoke to Candy. It was a white lady. I can't remember what episode it was in. Like it was, I want to actually say, was it a part of Eva's party or something?
Oh, it might have been.
But anyway, so Madam Cleo
exactly
was out here prophesizing. Girl, I had to look up. I said, wait a minute. I said, because I sure thought about the church. And I'm like, well, this lady over here saying, oh shit, on TV. Whatever.
She was worse than Drew's prophet.
Girl.
Yeah, that's what they found her at. Y'all found her at the same church.
With the cassette tapes.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway.
Prophets are us.
Yes. So we got Big Edge walking in, aka Big Bird. And she, you know, they talked about her being Big Bird. She gonna wear the yellow and floss on them with it.
Right.
So she comes in, you know, she said she ain't giving shit to Portia until they have their, you know, their sit down or whatever. So I didn't really understand why Britt was coming for her, but Britt tried it.
Because Britt is thirsty. She is a thirsty whore, like Angela called her. She is a thirsty whore. Because they like something about, do you understand the word? Like, I'm with her. Where is all of that energy coming from? It was out of place. Yes. It was not called for. Like, whatever it was, like anything that was going on, it didn't cause for that. You know, like, girl, you are way too thirsty for camera time. You coming for the wrong person.
Yes.
And they keep trying to shove her down our throats. I don't know why, but I am sick of her.
Yeah, I am. I had it with Britt. I mean, because I don't see what her purpose is on the show other than to me, try to start shit.
And all of that stuff that all like you know what's funny? Me and I'm good at it. My family, we do it all the time. Like, we have our movies. Like how with the Sands on Housewives, you know, we do the same thing. You throw them out when, you know, like when those situations come up and it apply, you know, but that's what it's like with Britt. Hey, you on a reality show spitting other movie lines and reality lines to us. Like, girl, we already saw this shit. We don't need you to sit up here and regurgitate it to us.
Girl.
How has it been since you told somebody, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Girl, you are so fucking late.
Yes, girl.
Like,
I don't know.
That's why you thirsty. Like, we are in 2025. You're not even up on which movies you can go back to from, because that one was not it.
No, it was not. And honey, Angela cleared her so elegantly, effortlessly. Oh my God, girl, I live for that. I live for that scene, honey. Because at first, you know, I'm watching the show, but not really paying attention until we get here. And girl, I was gagged for real. I said, damn. She said, I'm married and you're a whore. I said, oh God.
Well, no. What she did, and that goes back to, and maybe I say these things because that's who I've been around, and those are the people. Like, as far as, say, me living in Chicago and me living in Indiana, those are the people that behave that, you know what I'm saying, in that sense, and not necessarily those people. So that's kind of why I say that. But going back, because what she's saying to Britt, in a sense, is what I've been saying about her too this whole time, about just speaking up and honoring your truth. But because I think that was after she told her about the stretch marks around her mouth.
Yeah, right? It was.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right. She said Britt sounds offended. Like, where, you know, or, you know, trying to say, like, I don't have any wrinkles, or like,
girl, she was so clueless.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't have any wrinkles, you know, like, like, we're not talking about your wrinkles, girl. And so she telling you, like, girl, stop acting like, you know, like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
You got miles on that mouth, girl.
Well, here's the other part. The things that Kenya know, those girls do know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though we didn't see and we didn't hear all of it, they know about it. You know what I'm saying? So, like she said, you got mouths on your mouth. Don't act surprised. And you know what I'm talking about. Like, we all caught it. We know what that meant. Stretch marks around your damn mouth. No, we're not talking about wrinkles. Stupid.
Girl, then okay, so do you think she's referring to the fact that people are saying they look for Brit's marriage license and they never could find him?
Huh?
There's people on social media saying, they're trying to figure out about, Brit and her husband or whatever, and that they looked for their marriage license and can't find them.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because she act like he a pimp and he show up like a pimp. So what's 1 + 1? Like,
2.
That's all.
2 legs to the moon, honey.
And even if they get a marriage license, like one way or the other, it wouldn't surprise me because I look like I see the way y'all show up. Again, you sold a company you was making that took you off the webcam and off of OnlyFans. Yeah, let me stop. Okay.
Girl.
Cause I don't even care that much. Like, get her off my TV screen. That's all. That's really what.
Girl, her and the crying sister.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, these crying actors. Like, where does she find them people at? Them people are not your damn sisters or family.
Girl.
You got them from some doggone nursing home or acting facility.
Girl, they come out of a group home some damn way.
Oh, I can't stand Brit. Oh, no.
I can't either. I don't like her.
Way too thirsty.
And then so Brit brings up about the baby. And then she also tells Kelly, who she refers to as a hobbit in the next sometime in this season, that Angela has severe problems in her marriage and she basically is taking it out on everyone else. She's trying to put up a front about her marriage, but she know her marriage is, got some real issues. And
well, I did say that Angela and Charles Oakley reminded me of Kelsey and Camille Grammer. Now, that didn't mean that I'm not saying that they're about to get a divorce or anything. But what I am thinking is that you don't see them being romantic. You know what I'm saying? So it does, I don't know. It's a little bit odd. But again, they seem to have banter with each other. We're just gonna assume that they still romantic with each other.
I'm pretty sure he in the gym every day of the week.
I mean, okay. I don't know what that means. What that mean?
Shoot, if he still could go to the gym, I'm pretty sure, and they act like he out here screwing everybody else, I'm pretty sure he got her legs to the moon too.
Well, let's hope. I mean,
He's 43. I ain't nowhere around be with some old man. I can't,
let's hope, but I don't know. So I'm just saying, like that, it just seems like a partnership more. It doesn't feel romantic.
Girl, after 10 years of marriage, it don't be too much romance in it left. You have to work on it. Because at a certain point in time, you're like, get away. And it kind of, I think their relationship, to me, looks like a normal relationship, if I'm being honest.
Well, again, I don't see any rocks in it. I'm saying they got their normal banter, and I actually called it a partnership. Like they just, it do seem like a partnership. Like they found a way to balance and work. I mean, again, so I think because you don't see them being romantic, that opens up the door for people to come in, say the stuff that they say. Now, I feel like Angela, now, again, I said she looks older, but she just looks older. She's not out of shape. She's not overweight. She's not, you know what I'm saying? She seems to keep herself up. So it would be cute to see him if he in the kitchen, tap her on her, behind, or I don't know. Like he acts like that's her his buddy. But again, that's not me saying something is wrong with it. That's why I called it Camille and Kelsey. For me, like looking at it. But Yeah.
Well, yeah. So then we have where, because it's going so left, and Cynthia comes out. She has a little trivia for Juneteenth, and the women answer the questions she's giving them. And Portia
Shout out to
says,
Cynthia for the Juneteenth trivia because I learned some stuff.
"Yeah, I did too." Yes, I
Appreciate
did.
that, Cynthia.
But Portia, she took a beat and she said she ain't never been so loud and wrong. I'm like,
And the
girl,
producers made sure they reminded her very
yes, they did.
like
That
yes,
Underground
ma'am.
Railroad. Girl, what she said? What she say? 265 days a year.
Yes.
I
No, the underground.
yeah, I mean that too. Plus the 200. She got so many of them.
Yeah,
Oh God.
yeah.
So yeah. Then so after they do the little trivia questions, they go and I guess they eat, and then she has Portia and Angela go into, she called the profit room or whatever. And then they go in there and they talk about their issue, and basically they make up. So then the next person to come in is Shamia. And it seems like Angela is really holding Shamia's feet to the fire about it, being that she is married and that Portia is her best friend, and she thought she would check her. And for Shamia was like, hey, that's my friend. We was having fun, and what, nothing is, I understand Shamia's place on this. I can understand a little bit of Angela, but Angela is, Shamia is Portia's friend. And they were out there, having fun. And like Portia said, we were out there having fun. We didn't know he was going to be up there listening, whatever. And basically, it's your fault you heard it. So, what do you think about that?
I didn't know why she was. I don't think I understand all the way why she is more mad with Shamia.
Me either.
Yeah, that's it. I don't. Even with Shamia being like her explanation, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know whether you married or not. If you was gonna say something, you say something. I think everybody figured it was a joke. I think they all, and maybe there is something to be said about having access to a level of privacy. I don't really know, but I don't know why she holding Shamia. Like, if you're gonna be upset with anybody, I guess be upset with Portia. Like, what is it that this lady was supposed to say to her?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that part either. Yeah,
it's just a grown woman supposed to say to another grown woman. Like, no.
Yeah.
Not on something like that. Like, say they was having fun. And again, I'm not saying that it was anything appropriate that she should have said, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get why Shamia didn't say, like, oh, why you say anything? Like, you shouldn't say that. And this, like, I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty much the end of the episode. I watched the a little bit of the after show, and I basically Angela said she's gonna stay on Britt's ass.
Well, somebody need to.
And I thought, oh my goodness. Oh, Big Bird said she gonna show them a Big Bird.
Which that's what Portia said it on her YouTube. She said Brittany, Angela was gonna be into it.
Yes. So what do you think about the mid-season trailer?
I mean, again, I'm just letting this season flow. You know what I mean? I really didn't have. It looks like the season is going to pick up, but it's still hard for me to have any expectations for it because I feel like so far we're still just coasting. We are in episode 9. Now, hands down, this is better than the last 2 seasons, than 14 and 15. It is better. Are there some like little hiccups? Yeah. could I see these same people come back again? The jury's still out. Because again, I'm trying to look at it with just a different set of eyes. I don't want to compare these ladies to a 2004 show. You know what I mean?
No,
Whatever. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like I want to look at it for what it is. And I want to see them for what it is. So right now the show is coasting. They're
okay.
not doing horrible. It's not doing great. It looks like the mid-season trailer looks like it picks up. We see that Phaedra brings nothing. Not that anybody was surprised by that. I didn't feel like outside of figuring out whatever this breakdown is between Portia and Shamia, I don't think that I saw any other thing that felt like, oh my God, we got to get to it.
Yes. Other than, I wonder who Charles and this guy, what are they getting into it about?
That feels like a finale scene, though. So I'm wondering if we're going to even know. Oh,
Yeah.
but I do think that Kempire may have said, okay, this is allegedly and an exclusive. That's why y'all got to be paying attention. That was probably somebody like a family member. Thinking Angela's family member. I want to say he may have said that the person had reached out to him, but they really could. It was something. It was because it was on Twitter and it was in the middle of a live. Like he just blurted it out in a sense. So I'll go back and see if anything comes, well, as I'm listening and see if he ever mentions any more about that. But I like that scene. It's out of place. So it's funny that you say you interested to see who he talking to, but I'm not. Because at this point, like Charles ain't talked about nothing all season. So for me, I'm thinking it's something random and probably something we're not going to get to. But I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Like you remember how that same thing, like it felt like that Jamie stuff after that Christmas party. Like we didn't it happen while when they air. We found out until after. So they go back to if they even show that. Because they'll give us some stuff and don't even show
it. Yeah, I know that's right. Like they did with Cynthia one year. Cynthia and Kenya scene, and they showed it in the trailer, but they never showed it.
Well, they did that with Drew. Portia pointed it out, funny enough, because they showed it in the trailer when Drew was sitting there talking to Angela. She said something about she was trying to get her a Rolls Royce because she heard Portia was about to be repo. They didn't show that in the episode.
They sure did.
So that's what, and so going back to that trailer, like I said, it doesn't seem to be anything specific that I'm waiting, to happen or ravel, or even get to the end of. It's just right now we just watching them. We gonna watch them go to Grenada. I guess my theory about Phaedra showing up in Grenada is wrong, even though it could not be. And the way that they sliced her up, like you only there for a little bit, so I don't even know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it has been better than those other 2 seasons. I will give them that. I will give them that.
So I got some little commentation, that people are saying here on social media. Okay. I'm going to show a couple of them. So here's one. They say, it says, Angela says Portia fucks up people's husbands as a sport. That's one. Then we have another one. This is what you have to be an absurd. You have to have an absurd amount of audacity to get mad because someone overheard you saying that you wanted to F their husband. Portia reminds us every day that she's not a good person. Shaking my head. Then we have here it says Nene Leakes, Sheree Woodfield, Candy Bears, Cynthia Bailey, and Kenya Moore. These are the women Angela Oakley should be filming with. Then we have this one here. It says Britt has changed her story 4 times now about why her sisters don't like her. Just say it. They don't like you because you're a mean girl.
Mm.
And then it says another week of Portia pretending that Drew filming with Dennis is an issue when it's really that she doesn't want to talk about Simon. Okay, girl, bye.
Now that's what I think is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the truth. And even though, like we know, or at least the last we had heard, clearly Simon isn't nice. Because I am sure that man would have had something to say
by now. Yes,
now. Yeah, like clearly that man is there. And like, so that's what I mean. Like, I know he's there now and the scenes are airing now, but we have to remember he wasn't there then. So I could and even though she's filming, he wouldn't have known what it is she was talking about, but she also had no idea this man would be in,
custody somewhere. Yeah.
This time. So I think that's 100% true. And so that goes back to me saying I think it's Drew drawing the storyline out, because Drew, if you leave the shit alone, what is she about to say? You know what I'm saying? So for me, it is Drew that keep revving it up. And so that's going back to when I said I didn't see anything wrong with Portia having the conversation with Dennis, because that's who you're supposed to have the conversation with.
True.
You're expecting him, the loyalty from him. You know what I'm saying? So that's right. If something happened and you feel like you didn't get the loyalty you were supposed to, that's who you're supposed to pick it up with. But if Drew keep trying to draw out some conversation with her, and right, like we don't need to have a conversation about you filming with Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
And like Drew, like, see, let's go back to why I don't like Drew. Sneaky snake, slithering, slimy, sneaky son of a, I don't know. Y'all don't even know where I got that from. I ain't say it right. But that's how I think about Drew. On the after show last week, because I didn't watch this week's, she was like, what's wrong with me trying to get why she trying to take money out of my pocket? What's wrong with me trying to get money, or trying to get my little coins and this? See, that's what I'm saying, Drew. You a little dirty dog. You know what I mean? Because you know damn well she's not trying to take no money out your pocket.
Mm-hmm. Well. And my last one I'm going to put up is Big Bird himself.
Mm-hmm.
I like the whole fact of, I'm not going to let it go about the Big Bird. I think.
Well, and it's fun, like the way you just tacked onto it. That's what I'm saying. That's not the first time she heard it. Now it might be a thorn in her side, because she might, that might be something that that she didn't like. You know what I mean? Like it bothered her or something when she was a kid. But that's what I'm saying. Like, because of course. Somebody called you Big Bird before, and it could not be because your skin tone. I'm just saying, giving it to her, like, yeah, if you lighter, like if you grew up and everybody else is dark, and you gonna call you Big Bird. That's a given. I don't like. I feel like that's just like like you already know. Like,
I'm trying to think. Another girl we went to school that was real tall. What do we call her?
Dog, I just thought about.
I think we called her Amazon woman or something.
Call her Big Bird, but I mean, and that's the thing. Like I said, Big Bird is a cute character, so it's not. It really is not you might be saying it to shade a tall, you know what I'm saying, to shade something, but it's really not that like it's not mean shade, right? Remember they got the light shade and that shade, like it's not mean shade because everybody loves Big Bird. It's like Elmo, you know what I'm saying? Like Big Bird is like nothing is wrong with Big Bird. Outside of you being bigger than everybody, that's it.
Because she already the oak tree.
I'm saying, like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this is not the first time anybody called you Big Bird. Like, no, like you big. If you bigger than everybody, they didn't call you Big Bird. Like,
well, I wonder how tall Cynthia Bailey is.
Cynthia's probably about a 5'11". Let me see.
Her sister seems super tall too.
Yeah, her sister probably is about maybe about just as tall. I'm gonna say Cynthia about 5'10". Let me see.
Because I always thought, I said, dang, her daughter is so short compared to her. Seemed like her and Leon would have made an Amazon child.
That's true, because because Leon is tall too.
She's short. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say she's short. She's shorter because she's probably a lot taller than me still.
5'10". That's funny. Okay, girl, look at me knowing how to see how tall people are.
Okay, then. All right.
Yeah, she's
so, well, that's all I got.
Like I said, I'm gonna tell you what, you gonna know if a woman's 6 feet. You gonna know it. Like somebody around, even if she don't say it out her own mouth, somebody around her gonna say it. So yeah. Angela, like I said, she already let us know she is tall. And that means if she's 6 feet, that means she's been tall for a long time.
Yeah, probably since she was about 11 or 12.
Exactly, like middle school. Yeah, she's been tall for a long time.
Poor baby. I've been short for a long time.
She played any basketball.
I wonder. She probably, when they were shooting hoops, but she
seemed like she was a little bit, you know. Maybe it didn't seem like she was all into it. I was just wondering if she did in high school. I know she probably didn't do no WNBA because they said it. But I just wonder if, like, with her,
they had no WNBA back then, did they?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it kind of like was just starting.
Oh.
Yeah, because now with her being 43, I can think about.
Did you see what fucking Diva said about her?
No. Or no, maybe
he did a little where you can see a snippet of his recap on there. He said, "You just can't make me believe." She 43. He said, or I think it was 42 at the time, and he said, "That's all right." He said, "When we see each other, because they know some of the same people, he want her to present her driver's license."
Oh yeah, I did see that. He's himself.
But I think it's that she carries herself very mature too, though, because she don't look old as Cynthia, because I got to looking at Cynthia. My thing is, because I am watching the old Housewives show, so when I click over here and see the newer one, I'm like, oh, you can tell the difference. It's been some years, so you can tell the difference.
It's 50 something too. Like Cynthia is about 10 years older than her.
Girl, she's about 15 years older than her.
Oh, okay.
Is she 43? Because Cynthia.
But actually, like with Cynthia, and maybe that's like you say, maybe we're just looking at her in a dated way. It might be the way she dressed, it might be the way she wear her hair, it might be that, and we're used to seeing some other stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? Because even where Cynthia is concerned, Cynthia has a more youthful appearance than Angela, even being older than her, and by over a decade. That's crazy.
What do you think about?
Like, for real, that's crazy. But I mean, hey, Angela just need a new stylist. That's all.
This Phaedra look. Who?
Well,
Angela.
well, see, for me, I feel like Phaedra, I feel like she needs a different stylist, right? I
Yes.
feel like Phaedra is, I don't know, something doesn't click with me. Like you like dress too young sometimes. Like some of the stuff I don't mind, some of it I just be like, I don't know. Like you look like you're trying to dress too young. Like cause even with Angela, I think there's a way. Cause here's the thing, maybe she just doesn't dress, with lycra and spandex. Like she don't like that stuff. And well, her booty flat. It can be understandable for why. Okay. I'm just saying we can understand why she might not. Like, because not everybody can, rock everything.
Yeah.
But I am saying that she might can update her look.
Yeah.
And like I said, with the wig glue. Why is it maybe at this point I gotta pay attention on the after show and see what I think about. I feel like I did kind of make a note and say that wig looked like it was hanging on a little better. But my point is, I don't know why you're not getting like some type of something from the girls. Like I don't know, somewhere to shop. But then again, but I gotta take it back because I gotta go back to Carlos. Going saying about how they've been looking for her and his validation about it, which I agree. Was that her husband is a retired NBA Knicks player, like not Knicks basketball. I mean, he's not like some like random player. He is a top tier like basketball, retired basketball star. And
bad boy.
Right. And so what he's saying, like, of course they've been trying to, like get her to come on because outside, like that would just kind of validate that type of that housewife presence, like a little bit more. Going back to starting off with Deshaun Snow and her husband, Eric Snow, right? Or ex-husband now. But anyhow. What was I? Oh, let me think of well. Hey. So with Angela, like I'm talking about her style being updated, maybe and being a basketball wife and being in that kind of atmosphere, maybe that's another thing too about what we see the difference is like about her presentation versus the other girl's presentation. You know what I mean? Because we're talking about OnlyFans models, the one who, is I mean, Portia's working, but she marrying her way up to the top too. Who you know what I'm saying? Like they come from a different type of background.
I wonder what was Angela? How did she get in that circle of meeting him? I wonder.
Well, she said in the first episode that
I know they met in the condo.
Well, she had her company. Well, so that's funny enough. I feel like that's what let you know she kind of had some money if they were able to stay in the same condo. You know what I mean, or whatever. Now maybe he was on the higher floor, but but I just imagine they was able to be in the same place that would say she had her own money, but she had her own like mortgage business or whatever.
Okay, so that's what.
But it is in the first episode. First or second.
Is this her second marriage or first?
Oh, I cannot remember that. For some reason I want to say her first.
Okay. And she only has that younger.
I want to say, didn't she say? Because I know she said she had met Charles 10 years earlier.
Oh, so she's been dealing with him for 20.
Well, they had met they exchanged numbers, I thought she said, and he never called.
Because her son, he's quite younger. He's older than that little girl, but he look like he might be in junior high, right?
Right.
So I just wonder who his daddy is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm trying to see, did she talk about him too? Because where am I getting that somebody's father passed?
That's the oldest girl.
Okay, so that's the oldest girl. Okay.
Oh, am I getting her and Kelly's story mixed up? Hold on a second. I think it's the oldest girl. Yeah, because when he murdered or something in Chicago or something like that.
I think so.
I think so. Because she would have been a young mom because her mother, the daughter is like, what, 24? And she just turned 43?
Mm-hmm.
She was 24 on the show, so that made her like 42 when they were filming. So she was a teenage mother. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, how did she get in the circle? Because it doesn't seem like she came from, money. So, that she got to be the one, helping.
But I think like a city like Chicago, a city like New York, those might be cities where it's easy to find yourself in the same room or like say, if you stay in the same condo. I think that, in my opinion, that explains enough. It explains it all, because you can run into the person, through in your building.
Yes, but so I'm wondering, was she staying in that condo before or after that little boy? And I want to know who his daddy is. Did somebody kind of help her get to where she could start buying these houses like that? You know what I'm saying? And flipping them. Like what money she gained to do that. So did she just look up and marry the right guy, or she hit the lottery and so she was able to buy a bunch of houses? Or what? Is she college educated? I just kind of wondered.
I don't know.
By her being a young mom. She beat the odds. So what propelled her into, did she just flip an income tax check? I don't know. I just was kind of wondering, how did she get in, because he's almost 20 years her senior. So I wonder if the other baby daddy old too. I'm just wondering, there's a couple things he's like, oh, okay. She done met this old man, but yeah, okay. Go ahead, Angela. I don't know if she married her way that way too, though. That's what I was
just right.
Portia. But Portia said, I remember when she first got on the show, that she always lived good. So Miss Diane always probably picked somebody who's gonna take care of her good or whatever. And then by her grandfather being a civil rights activist, she probably was able, to get in spaces, when she mentioned his name.
True.
So I just kind of wondered. What was the backstory? So, because we already know the backstory on Britt, she was on OnlyFans, whatever was considered like an OnlyFans.
Right.
And then we have, I don't know. I think Shamia is college educated. Portia can't be. I would be surprised if she is. We know definitely Phaedra is. And Drew, maybe. And the other lady, I wonder, was her husband, did he have money?
Who is that?
The little short, dumpy man that what's her name? Kelly was married to. I would have never put them two together.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like maybe, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would never put them two together. I seen they wedding pictures. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, for sure.
He had to have some money or something.
Mhm.
Cause I'm like, ooh, we okay. Go ahead. And he over there acting a fool like that? I
Yes.
guess.
Yes.
But so what would you say? You said this episode, what would you rate it from
I'm just
1 to
scared of
10?
giving it a 6.
A 6?
Feels like
Okay.
that's what I've been giving most of the episodes. And like I said, that kind of just lines up with how I'm feeling about the episodes and the season. It's just kind of coasting. It's not horrible. It's not great.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I'll give it a 7. Now, which one would you say? Okay, so we're looking at this versus this year's Potomac versus this year's Married to Medicine. How would you say they all compare?
I don't think they do,
Mhm.
for me. So for me, this is a new show. It's kind of like Real Housewives of New York when they came back with this new cast. You know, it's just a new cast. You couldn't
Mhm.
compare it to like the old cast.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because they not them, and
No,
so.
would you say it's kind of would you say like far as like entertainment wise, like
But I
is it
mean,
entertaining?
I can't compare it to them still because
Mhm.
they're still working with the same people. They
Yeah.
still kind of doing the same thing they've been doing.
Mhm.
So it's just not comparable to me. You know what I mean? Like so. No, they just coasted. Real Housewives of Atlanta is coasting. Maybe that could be said the same for the other ones, Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Potomac, but I don't I don't like one is not any better than the other. They just have different dynamics and things that I don't I don't I don't know, I can't compare them that way.
Mhm. Okay, so I'm gonna watch and see what's going to happen on the next episode, and see why everybody falls out with Brit. We'll find out sometime this season.
Yes, yes.
And it looks like what the only one that's getting along with her is Portia right now
Well,
from the
that's
after
pretty
scene.
interesting because if it, like I said, I'm thinking that it might have something to. Well, I thought I heard Kelly do an interview, and it might have been with Virtual T, in
Okay.
which she had said that it was about the way she took accountability after the situation. So even because I felt like I don't know if she gave her a look. It seemed like she might have, but I know I gave her a look as soon as she said, with this Kenya stuff. And I thought, girl, are you still talking about that? And and I'm wondering if her friend is thinking the same thing. Not that you can tell somebody when to get over something, but going back to the thing, like I think you probably got to take some accountability for
Yeah.
how you know what I'm saying, why you able to have had that happen in a sense in any type of way. And so yeah, because you're not able to look at yourself, it's getting a little old.
Yeah. It
So
is.
I'm wondering if we're gonna see that happen because I guess this girl might keep bringing this bull up, and we don't want to hear it.
She needs somebody to fight with, I guess.
Well, she is thirsty. She needs
Yeah.
something, and I don't know what it is. But I know that girl better not pull another dead line from her repertoire to give us that somebody else said and made famous. Please do not regurgitate another one.
Oh, girl.
We need her to come with something original.
Yes. And please don't bring that family back up here.
Oh yeah, keep your
Please
family to
don't.
yourself.
Keep
Yeah.
Shar and Tierra over there. And the mama too.
Whoever them people was, because they
Yes.
didn't look like the same people that was over the phone.
No. I said, girl, she had filters on them big time. Because I was
crazy.
like, oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
And no wonder why she thinks she cute. Because she's the cutest one of them.
Oh Lord.
You know how it is. Like if you and the family, especially I don't have, well, my sister, she's so much younger than me. So I didn't really get compared to anyone. But by them being all girls, and then you have this, because it looks like both of them are, the two sisters are dumpy. She's thin, seems tall.
Well, today, shit, who knows what she did to get there?
Exactly. Exactly. But she was that video vixen. So, and somewhere somebody's always told her she was really cute.
That must have been how she ended up on the webcam.
Yeah, so she was the cute one.
Because somebody was telling her how cute she was.
Yes, girl. She must be the milkman baby.
Okay.
You hear me? I said she must be the milkman baby. Or she looked just like her daddy. Because
the mailman baby.
Because I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, me and my brothers, we all kind of look similar. I mean, except I'm short. But I'm like, they don't. Okay. All right then. Okay then. Go do your thing, mama. Go off. But I would say that they don't need to be back on here. And because I'm tired of Britt and her nasally voice. So that's it. That's all. Girl, I'm about to go and get ready for bed. So you got anything going on? Have you been watching what is the thing with Giselle and Ashley on there?
I have been watching Love Island. I am doing a review on that. You guys can subscribe and catch that. I think I have the new review up by Wednesday, but yep, I am watching that. Have you been watching?
I started watching yesterday and I fell asleep. So I said I would go back. Not that it was boring, it just was late. And we had a full weekend with trying to get my daughter's baby shower going and doing all this stuff. So, but I said I would try to watch. I probably do like maybe 3 weeks and then do a review. And but yes, I would try watching that. I said, girl, watching these shows is like homework.
It is.
But I thought, okay, the guys that they got on the show don't seem like any of them are Giselle's type. Because she already said she like a dark man. And I'm like, okay, what a minute for her. And the one man on there, the light-skinned guy, kind of remind me of the white from Atlanta.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, if he ain't gay, he seemed like he was. I don't know. He remind me of the white though, but
I said after the first episode, so like say y'all go over there and listen to the review and tell me who y'all rooting for or what y'all think gonna happen on there. But I said I'm looking forward to seeing Luann, honey, because Luann about to run through these motherfuckers. Like Luann about to run circles around them, around the men and the women. Okay.
Yeah, because I was seeing that everybody started, because I started on the second episode. I didn't watch the first one yet, so I said I'd go back and watch it. But I got to the part where they were having a menage a trois date. And how they were being petty, seemed like, because they kept picking the same guy. And Giselle said she's just doing it just to do it. Yeah. I said it looked like it might be a little fun.
Yeah, it's so funny. Luann already had the two men going back and forth over breakfast. That's what one of the girls say. I can't remember which one. Shannon, because that's what Shannon said. I never dated more than one man at one time. Luann said we have to love hotel, honey. Like you can we have to Love Hotel, honey.
Girl, we supposed to get it in.
Luann is ready, but Luann, when she got rid of that Countess stuff, Luann is cool. I like her. I liked her before, but that Countess, thing was a bit much. When she dropped that act, we got to see who Luann, and Luann is fun. Now she might drink a little too much, but she fun. So yeah, y'all gotta get over there and check that out.
Okay,
I gotta
then.
rewatch that too.
Okay, then. So there you have it. She'll have a Love Hotel review out, and I might have something out. Who knows? I'm dead tired. But like I said, y'all drop in the comments. Let us know. How would you rate this episode, and what do you think of the season so far? And let us know what you think about Angela's reads.
Yes, honey. Let us know, honey.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I enjoy it.
If Britt is only gonna come with regurgitated movie scenes and Kenya's old reads, then she's definitely gonna get ate up.
Yes, because she got ate up.
We're gonna get ate up, and what we used to call it, be picking her face up off the floor.
Yes, because honey,
because she sure was picking her face up off the ground on this episode. She was stuck.
Yes, she was stuck.
Where? All around here, like
I'm like, sit down, girl. Just sit down. Because you sound stupid.
Tell me where. All around here, up and through here.
Look, she probably said, because I already went and got my fillers put in.
Right. Girl, you clown.
We're on that poster, girl. Shit. Can you put it out there? We see.
That's why her and Portia are hanging out.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And they don't like to take accountability, and they think the same. That's what that means. They think the same way. Okay.
I don't know. She gonna get dropped like a hot tamale when Frank or Frick, whatever, which one.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Gonna get dropped.
But Portia ain't hanging back out with us, so.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But, okay, then. Well, we'll say good night to everyone. Thank you for watching.
Good night.
And please like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
Yes, it is free. Please do it.
Okay. It is free.
It's free 99. Give us a like. Please. Well, that will be it. You guys have a great evening and good night.
Good night.